Yellow. How's everyone doing today? All right. I see just cars. What's up, buddy? Drew C. Robot war. Oh my gosh. Robots warfare. Metal Manman in the house. What's going on? Nathan. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I don't know what's up with the blinding things. I don't like what they're doing with the blinding things. They're coming out with new drones and stuff to deal with that. I wish they would just kind of get rid of it, honestly. War Robots Butchers, William, what's up? But the blinding thing really just needs to have a cooldown. I don't think we need some sort of device to make so we don't get blinded. I mean, it's a cool idea and all, but at the same time, I'm not really sure. I don't really love what they're doing with that. Don't love that at all, actually. But, you know, what can we do, I guess? Unfortunately, not too much. I think we're kind of stuck with it like it is. But, yeah. Blindy blinds are a little bit on the crazy side. What's up, DA? What's up, Drag? Dipin, William, nice to see you guys. Yeah, lots of people showing up. Good to see y'all. Let me go get the live thing on. We'll get the pre-recorded gameplay up on the screen so you guys have something better to look at. All right. What do I think about the Skyros in Champion League? I think it's an amazing robot if your goal is to grab as many beacons as possible or to just get on a beacon and hold it. It's really hard to kill when it's in the ball, so it's an amazing beacon runner. It's not really great for fighting, but it's great for beacons, so if you need a good beacon bot, Skyros is awesome. All the top clans, or a lot of the top clans, have one or two of those in their hangar. You'll see sometimes they'll start off with 3 Skyros, and 3 Skyros, one goes to each beacon and they grab the beacons. You can't get them off the beacons, and that team normally wins because they got 3 Skyros sitting on beacons that are impossible to take out. DA says Puncher or Decay for Seraph. Ah, man. Those are both really good. Personally, I think the Puncher is much easier to use because the problem with Decay is the shields. You only got like 3 shots. Basically, you fire a shot, fire a shot, fire a shot. And sometimes you waste a lot of your ammo on the shields when running the Decay. The Decay is amazing if you're running something like a shield breaker. If you got a shield breaker pilot or a shield breaker module, Decay is amazing. It does massive amounts of huge damage, but it's a lot harder to use. I think your average person would like the Puncher better. William doesn't like the Punchers, huh? Yeah, they're pretty crazy. Punchers do so much damage, it's unreal. They're very good weapons. Miguel, what's up? Nice to see ya. What's up, George Diaz? Josh, how's it going? Josh is still stuck at 7,500 parts for the Skyros. Man, you'll get it eventually. It takes a while to get some of this stuff going, unfortunately, but you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get it. It'll be worth the wait, too, I think. At least I'm pretty sure it'll be worth the wait. Okay, that's there. Layton, what's up? How are you doing? Ah, man, King of the Hill was a really terrible game mode. That's why it's gone, is the majority of the players hated it. People just complained about how bad it was, and eventually they got rid of it. Now, if they could fix it and do something a little bit different with it, then maybe King of the Hill would be cool. Now, Yamantau is bugged, okay? There's something wrong with the Yamantau map. They started working on it with the new remastered graphics, and they ran into some sort of a problem with it, and they're like, well, we're going to kind of put that on the back burner for now. They don't really seem to be too terribly interested in working on it at the moment. I mean, they're kind of working on it, but they're in no hurry to get that map back out, but eventually we'll probably see it again. William says, I would love a PvE survival mode to co-op with friends. Yeah, that might be kind of cool. Barbarian, what's up, buddy? How are you? Awesome to see you as always. Alright. Drag says, what is the best module for the meter after repair amplifier? If I didn't have repair amplifiers, I would probably run balance units. Balance units would be really good because they're going to give you a little bit of extra health and a little bit of extra damage. Some people would probably like to run anti-controls to keep so he doesn't get locked down or suppressed or whatever. But those are the ones I would probably look at. Heavy armor kits are also really good if you're not interested in the extra damage. So if you want just pure durability, you're going to go with heavy armor. If you want a little bit of a mix, the balance units. And if you don't want to get locked down, check out the anti-controls. George DS, yes, they are going to be changing the boosters. We don't know exactly how that's going to work yet, but they are working on a new booster system. So from now on, when we get boosters, they're not going to be for like 30 minutes. They're going to be one booster per game. And I know they found a few drawbacks of the way they were talking about doing it, so I think they're going to rearrange it a little bit from what they originally said. But yes, we should be seeing a different booster system. No, I haven't noticed a Revenant or a teleporting Scorpion bug. Now, didn't I just see... Oh, there it is. Alright, so a Barbarian, some people are saying the new pilot for Seraph is going to make him fly faster and fly longer. So I don't know if that's rumor. I don't know if somebody found that, mined that out of the game files or what. But supposedly there's going to be a new Seraph pilot coming out that makes him fly faster and longer. Now, I don't know if he's going to have like Fafnir type of speed back in the day or what, but that sounds interesting. Oh wow, you can teleport 1,100 meters with them? Holy moly. I actually haven't played my Scorpion lately, but last time I played my Revenant a couple days ago, that wasn't happening on my Revenant, so maybe not everybody has it, I don't know, but that's crazy. Mr. Stinky Cheese says, why is it so hard to get component weapons? Now, that's something I can't really answer. I can't really tell you why they decide to make things certain ways. I mean, that's all what they decide to do. I mean, there's probably some guy sitting in an office somewhere that calls the big shots and says, you guys do this. And that's probably what they have to do. So you would have to be able to figure out who called the shots and ask that person why, but I have no idea who makes those big decisions like that. Dipin, he says, is Behemoth Smoota still good? Darn right it is. You're rootin' tootin'. You're rootin' tootin', it's still good. Yeah, it's really good, buddy. Smootas do crazy amounts of damage. Most people like the punchers better than the Smootas on the Behemoth, but either one of those two setups will rock the enemies. They'll just rip people to pieces. What's up, Shadow Fox? We got Hugo. Not Dark. How's it going? If I miss anybody's question, don't spam it again. But, if I miss your question, feel free to ask it again in a couple minutes. Nice, Josh. You just got a Blight and a Hazard. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. That's really cool, man. Nathan, I think you're saying you've got 9,500 tokens. I'm not really sure if they're not currently in the special delivery chest anymore. I'm not really, man, after a while there comes a time where it gets very hard to get components or get certain robots until they decide to put it on the workshop or something like that. But my advice is this: look through the crates, okay? Go into the special delivery crates, go into the key crates, and look through those and see if what you're trying to get is in there. And if it's not, then unfortunately there's no good way to get it at the moment. I can't really remember what's actually in the crates, but I don't think Siren or Harpy components are in there. But you might want to go in to see if you can build those in the workshop. I don't think you can yet, but eventually they will put them in the workshop. So if they're not in there, you're just going to have to wait till they go into the workshop where you can build the components there. Leighton says different boosters are going to be sad. He managed to save up 1,200 honor boosters, so if you do get those, the next 1,200 games, I guess, you're going to have honor boosters. So that's a lot of games. Some people are using all of their boosters now. They're trying to get rid of them. Alright, so Andrew, sometimes they'll sell honor boosters for real money. You'll see like a deal in the shop in the daily deals where you can buy some honor boosters, but I think that's really the only way to get honor boosters at the moment is to pay real money for them. Oh no, George, you sold the other components? I don't sell any components. Like, I wait. Like, if I get 2 or 3 of a robot, that's when I start selling the components, because if I've got like 2 robots or 3 robots of the same thing, I don't need another one. So I don't sell them until I'm like, I got a couple robots, Now, like Skyros, I don't really love the Skyros. That's one of those deals where once I got one I do love the Skyros. I just don't think I would run more than one in my hangar is what I'm getting at. So that's the point where once I got one Skyros, that's when I would start selling the components. But I wouldn't sell the components until I got at least 1 or 2 of the robots. Per drag, if you're talking about the Titan shotguns getting nerfed, the Titan Rape Rebalance will probably be on the next update. What's up, Eli? We don't really know, Eli. Rumor has it, though. Don't quote me on this. This is just a rumor that I heard, and I don't know where they got the information from, but rumor has it it's going to make him fly longer and make him fly faster. Most of us are kind of expecting a shield breaker pilot to come out, but I don't know if we're going to see that or not. Nathan says no one's going to mention the new Hawk legendary pilot. No, man, that's just my suit, man. The Hawk pilot likes to borrow my suit, that's all. All right, so until the Skyros is in the workshop, you're not able to convert your components. I believe both the robots have to be... I believe the robot you're trying to convert to has to be in the workshop before you can convert components. The problem though with converting components is most people don't use that feature because it's so expensive. You might have to like convert 4 million components to get like 1.5 million of the other components, so it's kind of a rip-off in a way. Plus it costs a huge amount of silver. My understanding is most people just ignore the convert thing. What's up, Red Milk? Nope, not playing today, buddy. This is a Q&A, so all the gameplay on these are usually just pre-recorded. Can't play and answer questions at the same time. Too hard to read everything and play. For Drag says, Hammer, Mace, Cudgel. What about them, my friend? They're actually awesome. Yeah, quite a few people from the live stream won. I'm not sure if everybody from the live stream won, but we got quite a few names off the live stream, which was awesome. It seemed like there wasn't as many people that stuck around to the end that entered as I thought. How do I get my Typhon very fast without playing like 2 to 3 hours? I'm not really sure what you mean by playing 2 to 3 hours. I mean, the main reason to play the game is to get a lot of resources. I'm not really sure how many games you have to play a day to build something in the workshop. I've never really paid much attention to that, but you can build it in the workshop. You can wait till there's maybe an operations patch that has them in there. You might be able to get them out of a super chest. Super chest is a little bit of a pain to get unless you buy keys, but if you buy enough keys, or if you play enough to get a bunch of keys, I mean, that's the one thing on these games is grinding to get resources, grinding to get things is kind of a necessity. You can't get most things without grinding your butt off, unfortunately. Unless you spend some money to get it. Alright, Nathan, catch you a little later. What's up, Altered? How you doing? No Dark says, I don't ignore the conversion thing, so I'm guessing you use it. I don't like it. It costs too much in my opinion. I think I'd rather just slowly build it. Yeah, grinding is very important. If you're free to play or you don't have very much money to spend, grinding is extremely important. Unfortunately, we all have to do it. But I mean, you can only play as many games as you can play per day. But I mean, some people spend an hour a day, some people spend 2. I know some guys that play for 10 or 12 hours straight, which I don't know how they do that because I would get really tired of playing. I would get bored and sick of playing if I had to play for that long. That would drive me crazy. I couldn't do it, guys. Some people can, though. I might play like, 3 or 4 games here, come back later, play 3 or 4 games, but I probably spend a couple hours a day playing, but I don't know anybody can spend like 12 hours. Some guys are on so much, it's unbelievable. I'll tell you what I don't like are these new tasks they got going on. These tasks are not right. Kill robots and stealth, right? I gotta kill robots that have stealth capabilities. The thing is, hardly anybody's running stealth bots. You might see the Orochi running around every once in a while, but you're lucky to be the guy to get the kill. So that is a very hard task to do for the operations pass. What's up, weirdo? How are you? Nice to see ya. Cudgel is what's on the Kefri. The Kefri has 4 lights. Cudgel's probably the hardest to get. I believe the Cudgel is the light one. Rakesh, how's it doing? Or how's it going, I mean to say. Rockzilla, what's up? He says, grinding makes you a better player. You know, it does. I mean, the more practice you get, the better you're going to get at the game. I mean, practice makes perfect, so grinding does help with that type of thing. What kind of hanger do I suggest for TDM matches? I'll tell you what, for Team Deathmatch right now, I think 2 of the best robots would be Siren and Harpy with the with either the brand new weapons like the Hazard and the Hazard, Blight, and whatever the other one's called. Those weapons are just brutal if you have shield breaker pilots or the bendy machine guns. If you can get Siren and Harpy with either of those, it is amazing. I really like the Seraph a lot. Behemoth with punchers, or Behemoth with the new Hazard weapons, or not Hazards, Decay weapons is crazy good. Kefris are the really best. I would say Kefris are the best tanks right now, so those are the main robots I would try to focus on. So Kefris, Siren, Harpy, Behemoth, those are all super good. The Seraph is really good in Team Deathmatch. Fenrir can be a great Team Deathmatch robot. I like those ones a lot. Typhon can be really good with like some sort of long range weapons. Nemesis is very fun. Hades is very fun. What else? Let me think about it. Hawk can be pretty darn good at Team Deathmatch. Not really one of my favorite choices, but he can be pretty good. Mender can be great if you want to support, or else the meter can be great if you want to support. So those are the main ones I would probably look at. Yeah, Weirdo, I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna nerf him eventually. I don't think it's gonna be for another update or 2, but eventually that robot's definitely gonna get nerfed. Andrew, hey, how's it going? Altered Beast, we don't really know exactly what they're gonna do with the boosters. Hopefully what happens is you activate 3 boosters and then you get 3 games. I hope they don't go with the autoplay thing, but we kind of brought that to their attention that the booster just activating automatically was a bad idea, and they said, oh, well, yeah, we can kind of see that, I think, something like that. I can't remember their exact reply to that, but we're all kind of hoping they rework that to where maybe you can just activate X amount of boosters and run X amount of games. I mean, that would really be the best way to do it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a good thing that the boosters are going to last per game instead of have a time limit, because there's so many times where you start some boosters up and you're running in a squad and your buddy after one game says, hold on, I got to do this, I got to change that. And then 5 minutes later, you drop into the next game. Well, you just wasted 5 or 6 minutes worth of your boosters. Then after the next game, somebody says, oh, hold on. You know, then like half of your 30-minute booster has been wasted. So there's good and bad about them changing the boosters, I guess. Matthew says, why does the shell seem so weak now? I think the main problem with the shell is those new shotguns like the Cudgel Mason hammers tear it to pieces. I don't know why those hit the shell so hard, but they blow up the shell like nothing I have ever seen. Shell's never really been the strongest bot in my opinion. The reason Shell was actually good back in the day was mainly that people would run squads of them and they would time it. The shell would run in, they would all explode at the same time, and they could do a giant amount of damage really quickly. Some people figured out how to make their shells not take any damage for the most part. I still don't know how some people were doing that. But for the most part, I've never really had that much good luck with the shell. My shells never did all that great, but shell's just not a overall strong bot at the moment. There's too many things that beat shells up, too many weapons that can go through shields and kick his butt. Alright, let me read back up through the chat. What's up, Dimebag? How you doing? Weirdo likes the current booster system. Can I tell all of the Yandy robots? I actually don't know all of them. Now, if you do a Google search and type in War Robots Yandy robots, you should see the War Robots fandom page pop up, and if you click on that, it should have a list of all of the Yandy robots right there. But yeah, there's so many robots in the game, I couldn't really tell you all of the ones that are Yandy. I don't really pay much attention to the whole faction thing, to tell you the truth. To me, that's not important. But unfortunately, when they require you to use them for a task, I have to look at every single robot every time that I have and figure out which ones are which. I just don't have that kind of memory that can hold on to that type of information. But yeah, just Google search War Robots Yandy and click on the fandom page for Yandy. It'll show you all of them. Metal, yeah, that's the main reason the boosters are good. That and your teammates won't burn up your boosters when they're changing stuff around. What's up, Cool Burn? How you doing? Yeah, Altered Beast, you're very right. There's a lot of weapons where the shell has several shields, and there's certain weapons where if you damage a shield and you damage the robot at the same time, it'll charge the nuclear amplifiers up really fast. And shell has several shields, so when you're shooting the shell with certain weapons, your weapon are damaging several shields and the robot, and it'll almost instantly charge up the nuclear amplifiers. So that gets a little bit crazy. Dimebag, what league are you on, and what platform? Are you Android? Are you iOS? Because you got to remember, like, only Android players can be in clans together. Only iOS players can be in clans together. So you need a little more information. A lot of clans are set up by leagues. For example, I think we take Masters and Champion players in my clan, but you got to be Android. Yeah, Kevin, I don't know why some weapons do charge motherships faster. I'm not really sure why that is. I think that might be a glitch on certain weapons, or maybe some weapons just do so much damage so fast, that's why it charges up the mothership quick. Yeah, like Josh says, when it comes to the giveaways, there are a lot of people who enter those things. I mean, there's usually a couple thousand people entering, and that's on mine. Like, on my giveaway, I might have 2,000 people enter, sometimes 3,000 people enter a giveaway. That's a lot of people trying to win 200 items, right? You go up to like Manny's channel or Adrian's channel where he's got a couple 100,000 subscribers, there's probably like 10, 15,000 people trying to enter on his giveaways. You know what I mean? You got to be really, really lucky to get picked for the giveaways. All the YouTubers are supposed to pick the giveaway winners randomly. We don't hand pick or choose the giveaway winners. We just use some sort of program or something that picks them randomly. That way it's fair for everybody, so everybody has an equal chance. Okay, so Just Cars says, Danny, Sonic or shotgun on Kepfreeze? Depends on which shotguns, but right now, the cudgel is probably the best overall weapon to put on your Kepfree. Now, Sonics are the hardest hitting weapon, but they've got a few flaws. Number one is the reload time is long. The reload time is long. The second flaw is if you're lagging a little bit, you're going to miss most of the shots with the Sonics, and you're going to waste all of your ammo. Due to those two things, I choose to not play sonic weapons most of the time. Those new shotguns, the cudgels on there are unbelievably good. Altered Beast says the mothership equals bullet count. That very well could be, actually. Gabriel says, which is better, Typhon or Fafnir? In my opinion, Typhon with 3 fortifiers is a really, really good mid-range to longer range robot. Now, Fafnir is pretty cool, but he's a lot harder to play. Fafnir is very hard to play these days. The way they got the Fafnir set up after they nerfed him, he's not very fun. He's not super effective unless you really take a lot of time to learn to play him and you get a lot of skill going on. I consider the Fafnir mainly to be a skill bot right now. Typhon, if you put some like 500 meter or 600 meter weapons on him and you kind of stand back and you put 3 fortifiers to boost up his shield, as long as you don't run into somebody with shield breaker, the Typhon is going to do a really good amount of damage. He can be very hard to take down because of that shield. But everything is situational in this game, alright? They're both excellent robots, but I think most people are going to like the Typhon better. In most situations. Alright, Josh, I'm not really sure what the new mothership's going to be. It looks like a pirate ship, so that's cool. I did hear some rumors about what it might have on it, but I never heard anything definite. But I don't really know what it's going to be like. Besides, you know, I kind of heard about its abilities, but I don't know what kind of turret it's going to hold. I do hear there's a new turret coming out and a new mothership, so that'll be interesting. Alright, so Robot Warfare says, Danny, I recently made a PC account. Turned the graphics and frame rate all the way up. It's like a whole new game, and aiming with the mouse is oh so much better. Well, yeah, I mean, the problem with there's some drawbacks on playing on the PC. Now, I don't know about like my games, but on Steam, every time Warrobots puts in a new update, Steam has to approve it, iOS has to approve it, Android has to approve it, and for some reason the Steam platform takes weeks sometimes to approve the updates. Therefore, iOS and Android always gets the updates, and then Steam is still waiting around and waiting around and waiting around for someone to finally approve the update and say it's okay to put on the platform. And I don't think you can watch video ads to get stuff faster on Steam, so there's quite a few drawbacks. There's a lot less players on Steam, so when Steam doesn't have the new updates, when Android and iOS do, it's going to take a long time to get into the games and stuff like that. So there are some major disadvantages of playing on Steam, just so you guys know. I mean, overall, yeah, it's a great platform. I don't know why there's not more players using it, but it should lag less. There's also a lot more hackers on Steam too. The majority of the hackers are Steam players, so I don't know. I'm going to continue just to play on Android myself. It's just easier, and it may not be as good, right? The game may not run as good. There may not be as many options, but unfortunately, there's just not enough people on Steam, and there's too many hackers on Steam. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Do I know somebody who still uses Fafnir and kills everybody? I know a few people who still use Fafnir. I mean, I don't know if they use it every game or if it's constantly in the hangar, but yeah, I know some people who still use Fafnir. I don't really keep track of what I don't really keep track of what my friends run or how good they do with each robot or anything, but I know some of them do still like the Fafnir and still play it somewhat often. Dimebag says, I'm an expert and I'm working my way back to champion. Robot warfare, I have no idea how people were not taking damage with their shell. I actually think they were sort of using a cheat or a bug to make that happen, but used to be back in the day, there would be a lot of shells that would not take damage, and the only thing I can think of that made that happen was somebody using a bug, which is pretty much considered to be cheating because it gives you a big advantage over the other players. And I'm not going to mention what that is. The less people that know about that, the better, because we don't want people using that. But it may have been a cheat, a bug cheat type of thing. It's either that or they found a very specific combination of pilots and drone chips and drone and all that stuff that caused them not to take any damage. I really don't know how they were accomplishing that, but I've got my suspicions. What's up, John Michael? How are you? I'm doing good, buddy. Thank you. Pyro, it's going all right, my friend. How about yourself? Oh yeah, the scavenger shell had a bug for a while where certain weapons would just go right through it. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Back when shell first came out, before there was a special edition, there were all these guys running around with the shell that you just could not kill. But when scavenger shell came out, there was a bug with it where there was something wrong with the hitbox on the shell. Pixonic eventually changed out the hitbox or fixed the hitbox, and that problem no longer persists. So yeah, Kevin, I forgot all about that. Thank you for mentioning that. That could have been what they were talking about. So yeah, if it was the scavenger shell, that wasn't a build. That was just a game problem that got fixed a long time ago. What's up, Adore? I can kill your Capri, sir, but your Fafnir is a pain in the butt to deal with. I hate your Fafnir, Adore. I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, yeah, you got a good setup on that Capri, but it's not unkillable. Adore is one of those people, though, that used to play the Fafnir and he would just dominate the game with it. I think he still plays. I don't know if... Adore, are you still playing the Fafnir all the time? Do you keep that in your hangar for every game, or do you just put it in sometimes? Buster, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that donation a lot. Thank you. Donations are always a really big help to the channel. Getting the stuff we need to make quality content on YouTube is pretty expensive, I guess you would say. Anybody can just like make... YouTube content, but
thank you so much for the donation. You
to make good
awesome.
Quality stuff, man, it's hard to get all the equipment you need for that. There's still so much stuff I would like to have, but maybe someday we'll get it all. Like, I would love to be able to buy a Neumann microphone, but yeah, $3,600 for a microphone, not gonna happen anytime soon. Not gonna happen. I think their cheapest one is actually gonna cost you over $1,000 just for the microphone. They sound phenomenal, but yeah, not anytime soon. Kamari, what's up, buddy? Advice on YouTube, alright, so here's one problem with YouTube is, especially for a game like War Robots, there are so many people now making War Robots videos, it's crazy. You gotta do something to make your channel stand out above all the other channels. Your content needs to be good. You have to keep people entertained. You gotta teach people something. You gotta do something that makes your channel better than the others for it to break out. Alright, YouTube says audio quality is one of the most important things, so make sure your audio sounds good. Make sure your microphone sounds good. Make sure your gameplay sounds good. I see so many channels that are playing on their phone and they have like a cheap microphone on their headset. You hear them breathing into the microphone. You hear their finger pounding on the phone and all this like horrible background noise from their fingers sliding on the phone and their fingers covering the microphone. You just hear it like as they're playing the game. I mean, channels like that don't tend to get a lot of views, so If you've got really terrible audio quality and background noise and you're making all those horrible sounds and you're breathing into the microphone, people aren't going to watch your channel. If you're just doing gameplay, there are a few channels, I don't know how they pull it off, but there are a few channels that only do gameplay and they don't talk, they don't teach you anything. They just post a game or two, and some of those channels get lots of views. Most do not. Generally, they want to hear you talk. They want you to entertain them with your voice. They want you to teach them something. You got to figure out how to make videos that people actually want to see. YouTube is rough. YouTube is not easy. It's very hard to do well on YouTube these days, unless you can find something that's like brand new and nobody else is doing it. And then if that thing happens to take off, then bam, if you made good content for that new thing, your channel is going to go crazy. But yeah, YouTube is a pain, guys. Good text, thumbnails. Okay, YouTube says, this is what YouTube says, all right? When you're monetized, there's these little YouTube classes they give you. They send you videos on how to do better on YouTube. And the very basic advice that everybody needs to know is, YouTube says this is what gets people to click on your videos. Tags, title, thumbnail, description. Your thumbnail needs to look good and your title needs to be interesting. Those are the two main things that draw people in. The first thing people see is the thumbnail, and if the thumbnail doesn't look interesting, they usually scroll right by it. If somebody sees a nice looking thumbnail and the thumbnail interests them, then they read the title, and if both of those sound good, then they click on it. Now, once they've clicked on it, you got to get people to actually keep watching the video. If the video sucks, let's just say your thumbnail is good, but your video sucks, they'll watch 10-20 seconds of it, and then they'll just log off. Don't have a big long intro. Don't have a big long intro. People leave when the intros are long. 5, 6, maybe 10 seconds should be the most of your intro. I actually talk during my intro. All right, say, what's up everyone? Danny Lightning here with another video, and we're going to do this. I don't play the intro and then start talking because that wastes extra time. You don't even need an intro, honestly. A lot of channels don't have intros. A lot of YouTubers will, a lot of people who give YouTube advice will say don't even have an intro. You don't need it, and you really don't. But yeah, just stuff like that, I guess. How to figure out what people actually want to watch, well, that's hard to do, but how to keep people's attention for the entire video, that's also hard to do. But yep, YouTube is not easy, guys. Okay. I'm not even sure how good my thumbnails are, honestly. I'm sure some people probably have way better thumbnails than I do. Like, if I look at Elite Fighters thumbnails, I'm like, man, those are cool looking thumbnails, but I'm not that creative or artistic to make good thumbnails like that. I don't know. Hopefully mine are good enough, but they are what they are. Josh says, Seraph is a storm that's approaching. No, I don't really get the reference, but he definitely has a bunch of lightning storms floating around him when he goes up in the air. John Michael, I'm doing pretty good, buddy. Thank you. Me and the game are doing all right. I appreciate that. Again, hope your day is going awesome. So if you guys got questions, definitely feel free to ask them. Right now I'm going through the comments to see what I missed. Hazard, you know, those new weapons, if you can learn to time them properly, are amazing on any robot. They just hit so hard it's crazy, but learning to time them around the shields is the hard part. You get so many quick shots and then you're out of ammo, and if you wasted all of those shots going into somebody's shield, then that weapon did you no good whatsoever. But what I've kind of started doing is you fire off one shot, then you wait to see if the purple shield comes up, and if it doesn't, fire off the next shot. Wait. Like, you kind of got to time those weapons differently than anything else in the game. They're very hard to use, but if you get the hang of them, it's a very good weapon. Ah, nice. Dimebag, you got 2 punchers to Mark II. That's awesome, buddy. That's really awesome, actually. Hattie says, why is your head on a pilot's body? Look, I can't help if Kyle Rogers steals my suit and uses it. Jeez. He's always taking my suit. You know what I mean? He's always taking my suit, guys. Kamara, you're welcome, buddy. Alright, Hattie says if you started posting Roblox videos, then your subs would skyrocket. Well, maybe. I think there's probably so many people currently doing Roblox videos, it would be hard to get your channel going again. So, if you can find a brand new game that's popular and make good content, that would probably be your best bet. I don't really know. I'm not an expert at YouTube. But yeah, War Robots definitely doesn't have the kind of following that some games have. I mean, over here, the biggest YouTubers for this game have, what, 200,000-300,000 subs? I mean, you go watch games for Minecraft and Forza and all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's guys out there with millions of subscribers for some of those other games. Mitos, what's up? Metal says thumbnails aren't that important. They're actually very important, man. If your thumbnail sucks, people probably won't click on your video. Especially people that have never heard of you or have never seen your channel before. I mean, YouTube itself tells you the thumbnail is probably the #1 most important thing to get people to look at your videos. So thumbnails are unbelievably important. Like if I were just to post a thumbnail of like a black screen, people would just scroll right on by that because they would pay no attention to what that was. They'd be like, oh, that looks stupid, and they wouldn't look at your video. So thumbnails are crazy important. Now, I mean, your subscribers, people that already know who you are and like you, your thumbnails may not be that important to them, but getting the people that don't know you to watch your videos, getting the people who have never heard of you before, or just getting a random person to click on your video, yeah, thumbnail is crazy important. But there's millions of people out in the world that have never heard of my channel. There's people out there who've never heard of Mr. Beast's channel. Let's just say they see a video by Mr. Beast and they don't know who he is. If the thumbnail doesn't look good and if the title doesn't look good, they're just going to scroll right by that video and not watch it. But let's just say the thumbnail looked good and the title was interesting. They might click on that video and watch it, and then all of a sudden, bam, you just got a new subscriber that wouldn't have watched the video if the title and thumbnail weren't good. What's up, Chrissy Kimberly? What's going on? Just cars. I think the best weapon for Skyros is overall the Sonic or the Cudgel, Mace, and Hammer. Sonic weapons work great. Cudgel, Mace, and Hammer work great. And the other set of weapons I really liked, you might find this surprising, but the bendy machine guns. I love them on there. They're great for like mid-range or longer range fighting. They're not really the greatest brawling weapons, but those are the only 3 set of weapons I found that I actually like on him. Magnetar is not that great, but it's actually pretty good for some things. The main problem with using lockdown weapons, if you're shooting another Kepfree, there's a lot of Kepfrees that are set up to where if you lock them down, if you freeze them, or if you suppress them, their pilot and chip setup makes them do like 300% more damage. So I pretty much tried to avoid running lockdown except for punchers. Punchers kill stuff so fast it almost doesn't matter, but for the most part, I don't really run freeze, lockdown, or suppression anymore if I don't have to, because the Kefries, some of those Kefries will tear you up if you freeze, if you freeze, lock, or suppress them. So personally, I'm not really sure that the Magnetars are one of the better weapons. Magnetars do nice damage from longer range. I mean, they're good for locking down the robots, but they're not really good for in-your-face brawling. Dimebag says Warzone is flooded with streamers. Not sure what Warzone is. Yeah, Blake, somebody said there's some sort of bug right now with some of the teleporting robots. I haven't seen that or heard of that myself, but I guess that's something new that must just have recently started happening. And George, yeah, DOT weapons are designed to kill the Skyros quickly. You know, Daniel Cole, I'm not really sure how well Corona and Glory work, but they're shotguns. They unload the ammo pretty quickly, I think. Anything that unloads the ammo fast and reloads when you go into the ball is going to work good. I have not tried those weapons out in a long time, so I really don't know what to tell you about the energy shotguns. I've never liked the energy shotguns. I should probably get those out and try them out again soon just so I know what they're currently doing. I think they got buffed not too long ago, and I haven't really tried them since, but unfortunately I can't really tell you a good answer on that one. Ruse Bots, what's up, buddy? Drew C, how's it going? Yeah, you know, flamethrowers would be okay. I don't know if they reload when you go into the ball. If they do, that would be a nice weapon, actually. If they don't reload when you go into the ball, that's going to be a little bit of an issue. Flamethrowers are pretty strong. Oh, Dimebag, it's a COD mode. Gotcha. Ah, yes, just cars. The Vipers have one major drawback. That's the reload time. Vipers deal crap loads of DOT damage. If you put four Vipers on a Behemoth and you shot a Skyros, it will eat that Skyros up quick. That is a really fun and really cool setup, but when you're out of ammo, you got to sit there and wait 10 seconds, and a lot of time if like a Kefri gets up close to you, it's going to kill you before you can reload and defend yourself. That's the only problem with those weapons with the longer reload times, but Vipers will rip up a Skyros really fast. The Hornets will rip up a Skyros really fast. They got loads of DOT, loads of damage, but the reload times suck on those ones. Now, I would rather run 4 of the Banes, I think. If I was going to run a DOT weapon on the Behemoth, I would go with the Banes because they got a fast reload time. And they got a lot of DOT. Kelji, what's up? How you doing? Nice to see ya. Per drag, I have no idea what you just said there, man. I think you got a typo. Igniter or something. Oh, Igniter on Demeter. Yeah, that's a good setup, buddy. That is a good setup. I would definitely run some flamethrowers on Demeter if you're comfortable using them. Some people have a really hard time aiming the flamethrowers because if something's moving, you kind of got to aim ahead. But flamethrowers are overall a very nice weapon. Alright, Howdy says, what is the best setup to run on a Kefri and Skyros? On Kefri, I feel like the sonic weapons, if you can use the sonic weapons correctly, that's probably one of the best setups. I think the shotguns like the cudgels are the second best setup. The Cremolas, I do not like them on the Kefri. Cremolas are nice weapons, but I tried very hard to like them on the Kefri. I ran them for a couple weeks when Kefri first, or when those I ran those bendy bullet machine guns for a couple weeks when they first came out on the Kepfree, and I just could not like those. I just do not like those on the Kepfree. Would I recommend the Tyrans on the Leech? Yes. I don't really recommend the Leech in general because he's so squishy when his ability ends. He dies so easy. Most of the robots out there these days are just going to stomp him into little pieces as soon as his ability's over. But if you are playing the Leech, I think the Tyrans are a nice set of weapons on there. I don't think they're the very best setup. I would like to have something with a longer range on the Leech. I would prefer to have 500 or 600 meter range just so I could stay back and try and stay away from other players. Like I said, he dies so quickly. That's why I would use the longer range instead. But overall, anything with 4 Tyrans, if you can land the shots, they hit very, very hard and they're cheap to upgrade. So overall, the Tyrans are one of the best weapons in the game when it comes to weapons that are cheap to upgrade. They're just all around excellent. Kamari, have a great day, buddy. Catch you later. What's up, Onyx? How are you? Josh says the Seraph and Skyros are the only robots that fall apart when they were killed. Yeah, you know, you might be right. Those two break into little pieces. Now, some robots, when you kill them, they break dance or they fly up in the air and shoot across the map. Some of those death animations are funny. So Matthew, the problems with the Sonics are if you're lagging a little bit, you miss a lot of shots with the Sonics, and they have a little bit of a long reload time. That's the main reason a lot of people don't play them, including myself. I have a really hard time hitting anybody with the Sonics when the game's lagging, so I waste so much ammo with Sonics, it's not even worth running them to me. But if you can run the Sonics and you can if you can land the shots, my God, do they do very well. Now, for some reason, I have better luck with these Sonics on the Skyros than I do on any other robot. Most robots, I try and run Sonics and it doesn't work out well for me, but for some reason when I run the Skyros, the Sonics seem to land most of the shots, which is kind of weird. So I don't know. I would say the Mace is probably going to be better than the Scorchers. Personally, I don't like the flaming rockets on most robots. I would say go with the Mace. What's up, Nathan? Do I think the Kepfree deserves a nerf? It needs a small nerf, yes. Personally, I think the Kepfree could use a little bit of a hit point reduction, and it shouldn't be able to make people as fast as it makes them. They need to reduce the speed of the ability, and they need to reduce the hit points a little bit. Besides that, it's a really cool robot. It's a good tank. It's a good support. They do need to do a small rework on him. So there's a lot of comments coming in. I know I'm missing some of them. I apologize. It's actually not super easy to read all the comments and talk and answer all the questions and stuff, especially when they come in kind of fast. I probably missed some and I apologize. All right, so I like the Heimdall a lot, but not everybody does. I can't really guarantee that you're going to upgrade the Heimdall and like it. Even if they were to buff the heck out of them, you may or may not like the Heimdall. I think he's one of the most fun Titans to play, and I think he's really good with the right weapons on it, but some people just hate that. Some people just hate that robot with a passion, and I really don't know why. More people seem to dislike it than like it, so I don't really want to say, yeah, it's good, go out and get it. All I can tell you is that I like it. I think it's amazing, but most people seem to hate it. I don't know if they just haven't figured out how to play it yet, because it's a very different play style than most of the Titans. You can't really brawl with it. It's not a great healer in a lot of situations. You got to learn to use the healing properly. I think you're mainly focusing on healing yourself, honestly. And then if teammates are around you, yeah, you can heal them up, which is very cool, but it's a very different play style than any of the other Titans, which most players do not seem to like. George says Lucha Minos. I don't know about that, my friend. Drew says, doing good. Nice, man. Glad to hear that. Yeah, you know, somebody was just telling me yesterday that the way the game is set up now requires 0 skill and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll tell you what. The game requires less skill than it used to because there's a lot of weapons where you can just point in an average direction and shoot, and it's going to hit several people or bend around corners and hit people. But a sucky player is still a sucky player. A really good player is still going to womp on a sucky player no matter what they have. So skill is still a big part of it. Even though the game doesn't take as much skill, there's a lot of weapons and stuff that no skill players are actually doing much better with. A no skill player will get eaten up by a highly skilled player no matter what. But you got to know when to time the abilities. Like I was saying the other day, I was in a game against Predator, and man, he is so hard to play against because he knows when to time everything perfectly. He is like an expert at knowing when to time the abilities and stuff. That's why Predator is so darn good at the game. I think Predator would destroy most players in this game because his timing is impeccable. Alright, someone that doesn't know when to time the abilities generally does very bad. And I'm not always the best. There's certain robots where I've got the timing down pretty good. There's other robots where I probably don't time their abilities correctly. So it's all about knowing when to go in, when to hide, when to time the abilities, when to hold off. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might be like, if I use my ability now, this is going to be great. And then you use it and then you realize, oh crap, that was not the right time to use the ability. If I would have used it like 30 seconds from now or like a minute from now, it would have turned out to be so much better. So there's definitely a lot of skill to learning the robots and playing the robots and stuff correctly. Kaiji, Kleji, I'm probably saying that wrong. Yeah, Seraph with punchers is very fun to play. I love it. Let me try and read through some of these comments. War Robot Warfare says, the more I learn, the more fun the game is. I used to not like it. Yeah, you know, it's definitely one of those games where if you're good at it, you're going to have a lot more fun than if you're not good at it. But there's a lot of stuff that plays into how well you do. I mean, you have to have a good team too. The team is only good as its players, right? It's not like one person normally runs in there and wins games. You have to have a whole team that does well in order to do good. Now, unless you're like playing free-for-all. Now, in free-for-all, that's all about you. If you can go into a free-for-all and come in first or second almost every game, then hey, you're doing pretty darn good. Like when I go into a free-for-all, I rack up so many kills. The damage is huge. The kills are huge. I'm almost always first or second place in the free-for-all. But there's still games where I run into players that are better than I am, or, you know, maybe someone stole more kills than I did or something. And I might come in last place every once in a while, or not come in first place on free-for-alls. But I would say probably like 80 to 90% of the free-for-alls I go into, I ended up first, second, or occasionally third. But free-for-alls, the only game mode that's about you and your skills only. Except for the kill stealer. Sometimes you may have won, you may have came in first place, but somebody would just come by. You were fighting some guy from the start, you got him down to no health, and that guy comes by and fires off the very last shot. He puts one bullet into that other robot and steals your kill that you were working on for the last 3 minutes. And That's the one problem with free-for-all, is the kill stealing is real. The kill stealing is real over there, guys. So sometimes you may have been the very best player on the free-for-all, but all of your kills were stolen, and then you come in a bad place. And that always sucks. What's up, Missy Scott? Ah, he's working on maxing his scavenger Heimdall. Cool. I like it. I like it. Not everybody does, but I like it. Josh says Predator, no luck, 100% timing skills. Yep. All right. Let me read through some more of the comments. Andrew, you know, that would be really fun if all the YouTubers got together one day and just battled each other. Problem is, like, not all of us are on the same, platform. Some of us are iOS, some of us are Steam, some of us are on Android. Therefore, we can't all play together, I think. Like, most of us could, but not all of us, unfortunately. I think me, Manny, Adrian, Predator, and maybe a couple other guys would be able to get into games together, but I know there's some of us that couldn't because they don't have an iOS or they don't have an Android account or something like that. Like, I know Adrian, he's got one iOS and one Android account, so it would be super fun to have a big YouTuber battle. I'd be all about it. Especially if it was like free-for-all. If we all got to play into a free-for-all, so it was every man for themselves, that would be so much fun. I would love to see that. Missy Scott. I've mentioned to them that people are wanting to get the cryptic fin rares, and in general, people are looking to get the special edition bots more often, so I've brought it to their attention. If they do anything with that, that's up to them. I noticed they have been making some of the special edition bots a little more available. I've seen them selling them into the store, and I think they put a few of them into the crates lately, so maybe they're working on it. Best pilot skills, modules, and weapons for Skyros. Alright, so you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but I find that 3 heavy armor kits or 3 repair amplifiers is the best thing you can do for Skyros. Sometimes I kind of think that the 3 heavy armor kits are better. The testing I've done, it's been a little bit hard to tell, but I think 3 heavy armor kits is really good on Skyros. If you can run an armadillo drone or a nebula, those 2 drones are amazing on Skyros. My third pick would be a whiteout. Whiteout would be really good too because you're always up into somebody's face. Best weapons would either be the shotguns like the cudgel, mace, and hammer, or the sonic weapons. Now the pilot skills, anything that gives him durability and speed are the pilot skills you want to go after. Durability and speed are huge. You want him to healing as well. Durability, speed, and healing. So I would run armor expert. I would run all the speed skills. Anything else that gives him durability, and I would run the mechanic, I think. I mean, I can't list off all 7 skills that would be the best without logging on and looking at all the skills, but hopefully that gives you a really good idea. I did make a build video on him a few months back, so if you go to YouTube and just type in Danny Lightning Skyros, more than likely that'll pop up. And yeah, that would be really cool. Oh wow, that's kind of cool about playing on Steam, Hottie. That's awesome. You got a cryptic Fenrir. Very cool. Yeah, Ruse bot. So I guess the sales manager they have now is trying to implement some new stuff, and I see all these Mark II robots for sale. Man, I've seen them for as low as $3 up to like $50, but most of them seem to be between like $4, $10, and $15 for a Mark II robot. So, guys, if you're struggling to get all the resources and you got $10 or $15 to spend, and you see a really nice Mark II robot in there, buy it. By all means, buy it, because I mean that's gonna. I mean, heck, even if you buy one a month, even if you buy one Mark II robot every month, that's huge for $10 or $15. That's, I mean, probably a better deal than you're gonna get on anything else in this game for the most part. Yeah, Rue, those are some interesting deals they're coming up with lately. Okay, so Suki VS says, "Is Loki any good?" Yeah, it can be. Thing is, Loki's a cool little robot. It's still a really big pain in the butt. Loki is one of those robots where if you play him, you're going to stay in stealth most of the time, and you're just going to run around and grab beacons. My favorite setup for Loki right now would either be the brand new weapons, like the Hazard, the Blight. The Blights are really cool on there. The Cremolas are really good on there. The Magnetars, I've always liked Magnetars on him. I want to run something that's got 500 or 600 meter range for the most part. Now, if you want to every once in a while sneak up behind somebody and unload, any type of shotgun should do very well, or the sonic weapons. I think that Loki's outdated. He's no longer what you would call meta, but in the right hands, Loki can still do very well. You just have to have a decent amount of skill to do well with that robot. Now, I know not everybody's going to love the Loki, not everybody's going to want to play the Loki, but there's still a lot of really good Loki pilots out there. So I think it's still definitely relevant. It's not ideal, but it's still relevant for a beacon. I wouldn't use it as a brawler, I wouldn't use it as a fighter, but it is a great little beacon grabber in the right hands. Andy says they should deals about how the hanger looks. What do you mean? You mean you should be able to change the way your hanger looks? I'm not quite sure what you're getting at there. Oh yeah, per drag, I did see a couple times where they had a bunch of microchips. There was a bunch of purple microchips that you could buy with a... I mean, it was still a pretty significant amount of gold, but it was way cheaper than what they would normally cost you, so... They're doing some pretty cool stuff to where if you've got a little bit of money to spend now, you can get some really nice stuff for a good price. Not everybody can spend money, but they're making it better for the cheap-to-play players. And some of the people who have been free-to-play players might even start spending a little bit as well. But if you're on a budget, if you can spend a little bit and you're on a budget, you need to make sure you're spending your money wisely. The VIP passes, the cheap gold deals, and the cheap weapon and robot deals are the main things I would look at buying. Some people buy the cheap key deals as well, which I can see that. Even if you don't get the stuff you want with the keys, you can usually sell most of it and grab a lot of silver. So they're definitely making the prices much more affordable on some of the stuff, which is awesome. Some of the deals are so overpriced, it's unbelievable. Some of the deals are so cheap, it's amazing. But yeah, I kind of like the direction they're going with the money spending here. They're definitely making the money spending easier on a lot of players. No, you cannot transfer your account to Steam. Now, you might be able to do it one time and one time only. I don't know if they're still doing that, but used to be, let's just say you had an Android phone and you switched over to iPhone. You used to be able to contact them and they would switch your account from Apple to iOS, and then you were stuck for the rest of your life on iOS. So I don't know if they still do that, but if they do and they change you over, you would only be able to play on Steam from here on out. Unless you started a new Android or a new iOS account. So, suggested hanger for players below level 25. If you're new to the game, you're going to want to focus on a few weapons, right? Punisher, Punisher T, and Thunders. Amazing starter weapons that are super cheap to upgrade. Those will do you well until you get better stuff. Griffin and Leos, awesome little robots. It's either Gareth or Galahad. One of those, the little teeny guy with the shield, he is a great beacon runner to start off with. I believe his name is Galahad. I'm pretty sure the Galahad's the small one, right? Or is it Gareth? I don't know. They're both the same robot, except for one's like the light version and one's like the medium version. But the small one, it's fast, it's got a little shield, it's a great starter robot. So honestly, if I were to start the game again, I would probably have 2 Leos, 2 Griffiths, and one of those little Gareths. Yeah, Gareth is the small one. Thank you, X-Ray. And I would have Thunders and Punishers on everything, and then I would start working on getting some Terrans, because Terrans are really cheap to upgrade. But before you go spending any gold, make sure you unlock all 5 hanger slots. But the thing with Thunders and Punishers is they hit very hard for what they are, and they're unbelievably cheap to upgrade compared to all the other items in this game. Yes, you're going to outgrow those things, but I mean, get those things up to like level 8, level 9, level 10. Most people can do that. Stop once you hit level 9 or 10 on those robots and weapons, because eventually you're going to replace them. Now, one thing cool about Leo is still capable of being played in Champion League. If you max a Leo out to Mark III and you put like some like a puncher and some shredders on it, it will take down Titans easily. Like it's a really good robot. Griffin's not very good in Champion League anymore, so heck, even running 4 Leos to start off with might be pretty good. But it's nice to have something like the little Gareth that runs around for a beacon runner. But that's kind of my recommendation right there until you can get better stuff. Start off with the basics and keep the basics until you can get the nice stuff. No point to get just halfway decent stuff and waste your resources leveling it up. Start with the basics, and once you can get the good stuff, then start getting the good stuff slowly. Hopefully that was good advice or helpful advice to you. Yeah, Gareth and Galahad both have switchable shields. Basically, you can put the shield out to the side or you can move it in front of you. Now, I think when the shield's off to the side, you move at a faster rate of speed. Once you put the shield in front of you, you run slower. Missy Scott says, I love my Leo and your refrigerator went out. Ah, that's a bummer. Hopefully you guys can get a new refrigerator soon. That sucks. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the tankers when you reach Champion League. That's a very good point. But you do have to worry about all the maxed out players that have the best of everything, and those guys can be very hard to deal with. But I'd rather deal with that than the tankers myself. Oh yeah, Behemoth is awesome. If you've got 2 Leos, a Behemoth, and a Griffith, you're doing pretty good, man. You are doing pretty good. What's up, Mortal War Robots YouTube? How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you today. We got Iron Tron in the house. What's up, Iron? Elijah says, should I hurry up and jump to higher leagues or stay lower leagues in the beginning? No rush. No rush, okay? The higher the league you're in, the higher the upgraded equipment and robots you're going to need. Now, I really enjoyed the lower leagues, so bottom line is if you progress too quickly, you're going to get into a league you're not ready for, and your war robots are just going to get obliterated by the players that have much higher level stuff than you. I know a lot of guys who can do really well in free-for-alls, but the problem with playing a lot of free-for-alls, if you're doing good at it, is you will move up in leagues very quickly because you'll win so many games if you're a good player. And then when you get into the domination, beacon rush, team deathmatch, you realize, my God, I am being destroyed by everybody. My robots are not ready for this league. So these days, I think to really do well in champion, you're going to need to have Mark II stuff. If you can get maybe you can deal with some level 10 robots with like level 12 weapons or Mark II weapons, but honestly, you want at least like mid-leveled Mark II robots and weapons to really start doing better in Champion League. So don't worry about moving out too fast, or you're kind of going to hurt yourself by moving up too quickly. So don't sweat it. Just play the game as you normally would, and as you level your stuff up, you're slowly going to move up in leagues. So I say just play the game and don't worry about what league you're in. Just enjoy wherever you're at. Mr. Stinky Cheese, yes, you don't need to spend any money to do well on this game. If you're a skilled player and you have patience, eventually you're going to be able to build a hangar of 5 robots that you really like with 5 weapons that you really like. And if you're skilled and those weapons and robots are halfway decent, you should be able to do just fine. I mean, I could sit there and play like invaders, behemoths, Fenrir, stuff you can build in the workshop. Sure, it's going to take you a few months, but I could get a bunch of those workshop robots and I could play the heck out of those and really enjoy the game still. So I'm going to say yes. Yes, you can. It's harder. It's definitely harder if you can't spend money, but you can definitely do it. I mean, you could give me like 2 invaders, 2 Fenrirs, and a Leo. I could play the heck out of that hangar. You know what I mean? I'd still be having fun. Irontron, how you doing today, buddy? You feeling all right? Silver is a nice place to be. You know what? It actually took me a couple years to get into Champion League. When I started the game, what I would do is every time I would get something new, I would get it up to level 8 or 9. And then I'd get something else new and I'd get it up to 8 or 9, 8 or 9, 8 or 9. I never had any robots or weapons past level 8 or 9. So I was always like down there in like silver, diamond, gold. Once I started focusing on actually upgrading stuff to higher levels, that's when I really started moving up and getting up into the Champion League. Once I started getting, I think I had like level 9 robots with like level 11 or level 12 weapons, something along the lines of that when I got into Champion finally. And man, it was rough. It was rough. I kept getting knocked back down in the, I would keep bouncing back and forth. I would get up in the Champion, then I'd get knocked back down. Back into the Champion, knocked back down. Once I got all my weapons up to level 12 and all my robots were at 10, I started doing a lot better. Once I got a level 12 hangar, I started getting to the point where I felt more comfortable playing there. But it's not easy. It's not easy. But don't worry about being down in the lower leagues. There's nothing wrong with that. The lower leagues are a very nice place to be. Suki says Trebuchet Behemoth. Personally, I would not run that due to the horrible reload times on the Trebuchet. And the shield. You get one shot if your shot goes into somebody's shield, now you're going to have to wait, what, like next 3 minutes, it feels like? 3 minutes for that trebuchet to reload? I know it's not really 3 minutes, but it sure freaking feels like it sometimes. X-Ray, you don't really want to fall back leagues intentionally. You can get your account banned for what they call tanking by intentionally moving down. So basically, when you win games, you gain trophies. When you lose games, you lose trophies. So if you do poorly and move back down in some leagues, you know, that's how you move down. Some people do that intentionally, and if Pixonic catches on that, hey, this player is intentionally moving back down, they might actually ban your account. So do not move down intentionally. At least not more than like one league. Let's just say you get up in the expert league and you find out that, hey, I just made it the champion and I'm just being destroyed here. I can't hang in champion. I can understand somebody moving down one league back to where their robots are performing better. But the guys who constantly just intentionally go down and down and down and down just so they can beat up on the weaker players, those people cause people to quit the game. They ruin the fun for others. So don't be one of those guys. Yeah, F2P means free to play. Surfing with the Alien song. What in the heck is an Alien song? Josh, no, it is not impossible to get things Mark III without spending any money. If you play the game enough and you collect enough resources and you're very patient, it may take a while. It may take a year or two. I'm not really sure how long it would take. Depends on how much silver you can get from playing the game. But a free-to-play player can definitely get a Mark III hanger. It's just going to be a long process. So you got to have loads of patience for that. What's up, Mr. Random? Metal, never heard of it. I do know Joe Satriani, but I'm not familiar with any of his song names, so. Awesome guitar playist. Wait, guitar playist? Is that what I just said? Yeah, Joe Satriani is an awesome guitar playist, guys. Awesome guitarist. But I'm not really my style. I never really got into his music, so I don't really know much about him. But I do know I can appreciate how good he is on the guitar. I mean, he's a great guitar player. I'm pretty sure it's higher than that. Yeah, it does feel like the entire game for the trebuchet is to reload. Howdy, that's kind of personal preference. Both of the Kefri pilots are really good. One of the Kefri pilots, Neon, she's really going to make him way more durable and make him a better support. So if your goal is for durability, then Neon pilot. Alright? You will be a much more of a tank and a much better support with Neon. Now, if you use the Paunchy Doggy pilot lady, and you put the right chips and the right drone and stuff like that, you can have a crazy high damage setup, but you're not going to be as hard to kill. So that one's really personal preference. Alright, so if you want nothing but damage, the Masaki Doggy Lady pilot is the way to go with the big drone and the correct microchips, okay? But that setup's not really for everybody. Those immune microchips are hard to get. Not everybody has those. I would say for your average player, the Neon pilot's probably going to be the better one. Yeah, to make 10 million silver a day, you have to grind. You'd probably be best playing free-for-alls If you've got like honor boosters and key boosters and stuff like that, if you can go into the free-for-alls, man, you can rack up a crap load. And sometimes after a match, it'll say, hey, would you like to watch a video to increase the amount of resources? That's always a good thing to do, actually. Ah, Missy Scott, sorry your bad luck's getting you. That's no fun. And yeah, these, I'm talking a lot. I'm not reading all the comments while I'm talking, so I kind of scroll up and down. Again, I apologize if I missed anybody's comment, but thank you all for coming out. We probably got about another 30 minutes or so on the live stream, so 30 more minutes, guys. Metal says that was probably from the 80s or the 90s. $1987. Cool. I do like older music. I like stuff that's old. I like stuff from the 70s, 80s. I like stuff from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. I like it all. Like, I love me some Johnny Cash or some Sam Cooke, some Elvis, you know, stuff like that. Love it. Old Delta blues from the 1920s and 30s. Love it. Old bluegrass music. Man, I like all kinds of stuff. I don't really like a lot of the music that's coming out these days, though. Pretty much anything that's come out after the year 2000-ish, I haven't liked very much. Now, there is a little bit of pop music that I enjoy. Like, there's that song by, like, Charlie XCX, like, Boom Clap or whatever. Like, there was a specific type of female vocal pop music that I liked. And that's about the only newer stuff in a long time that I've ever got into. And normally I don't like pop music, but it was all female singers, and it was a very similar sound with kind of electronic-ish music to it. I really I really enjoyed that style of music, but it seemed like it was only female singers doing it, which was really weird. Yeah, disco, I never got into disco. Don't like disco. Howdy, no, I did not notice that Dead City was different from Team Deathmatch to Beacon Rush. I have never noticed that, no. Rap. I liked rap music from the 90s. The lyrics were dirty, the lyrics were filthy, but it had big, huge bass and it sounded good. Today's rap music, I do not like. They're like Too Short, 2 Live Crew, Ice Cube, Ice-T, all those old school, Slick Rick. I used to love that stuff, but they sure did curse a lot, I'll tell you that. If you can ignore the curse words, or if you don't care about the curse words and just listen to the beat and the music and the melody, some of that old school rap was pretty good. Yeah, Andrew, Repair Amp is definitely worth it. Repair Amp is one of the best modules in the game right now. There's a lot of people running 2 to 3 of those on a robot. They're so good. It sucks. You know, it really sucks having to stop upgrading your robots and weapons to upgrade modules, but it gets to a point once you get up in the Champion League where your modules are going to need to be on point as well. Mr. Random, I don't know what you mean by waiting war robots. I don't really have too much of a problem with having to wait on stuff, unless you're talking about like upgrades. Then you gotta wait a while for that. Alright, Elijah says, how do I get more drone chips? Alright, so every day there's a drone store. And each chip, there's different chip slots. There's like the circle slot, the triangle, the square, the shield slots. There's a store for each slot type. You can go into the store every day, and there's going to be 3 chips available that you can buy with gold. If you like the chips in there, you buy it with your gold, and then if you want, you can watch a video to refresh it, and 3 more chips will pop up, or you can spend some gold to refresh it. But every day you got to go into that store and look for the chips you want. It took me well over a year to get all gold chips on my drones. It was a very long, very time-consuming process, but yeah, about a year later, A year after all the drones came out, I finally had all gold chips on my drones. It's a pain in the butt, but what I did is I just bought the blue ones. The purple ones were too expensive for me, so I just bought, every time I saw a blue chip that I liked, I bought it. Every day I would hit the refresh button in hopes another blue chip I liked would show up. And eventually I had enough blue chips to turn them into purple, and I had enough purple to turn into gold, so you can merge those chips together to make different colors and stuff. So it's not easy. It's not easy. Metal likes all kinds of music as well. Nice, nice. Code Red says Happy Taco Tuesdays. So Missy Scott, oh, you think we're the same age? So you're also in your 90s? Ah, cool. Me and Missy Scott are on our 90s, guys. We're old people. I don't know. Bad joke. Bad joke. What's up, Kevin? Yeah, it does cost a lot to upgrade those modules, but it's worth it. Comments are going by pretty fast at the moment, so yeah, the on damage dealt damage chips, those only work well on weapons that do a lot of damage fast. For example, if you take 4 Smudas and you put those on a Behemoth, or you take 4 Punchers and you put it on a Behemoth, that damage on damage dealt chip, the damage on damage dealt chip will go crazy. That will deal loads of damage so fast, it's unbelievable. But if you put those on the wrong weapons, they're going to be worthless. So you need to make sure you can do X amount of damage quickly for those to kick on, because if your weapons don't do enough damage fast enough, you're going to be wasting the chips. So those chips are amazing on the right weapons. Harpy and Siren with the Smuta weapons, yes. Behemoth with 4 of pretty much anything, yeah, more than likely it's going to work. Do I think they will make a shield breaker pilot for the Seraph? I don't know. I would not be surprised if they did. I know there is a little bit of a rumor going around. Not really a rumor. Pixonic actually said we're planning on doing something with these shield chips. They're going to do a drone rework, okay? And they're planning on changing these shield microchips. I don't know how much they're going to change them. I don't know if they're going to just get rid of the shield chips. I don't know if they're going to get rid of maybe... I don't know what they're going to do to the shield chips, but maybe if they nerf the shield chips down, we won't need shield breaker pilots all the time. The only reason we need a shield breaker pilot is those darn chips make the freaking shield pop up every 2 darn seconds. So if they do something about those microchips, I mean, they should really have like a 30-second cooldown or a 1-minute cooldown or something. Every 5 seconds is ridiculous. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to come up with as for a new pilot. Rumor has it, they're going to make a Seraph pilot that makes him fly longer and faster, but I don't know if that's true or not. Missy Scott says 43 to 49. That's a pretty big gap right there. Do I think they will buff the Sharinga? Probably not. It's got so much firepower. If you can run your Sharinga with a healer, let's just say you're running a squad and you can get somebody to run with you that has a Nodens or a Mender or something that's going to heal you up, that Sharinga will annihilate everything if played correctly. Now, if you run it all by yourself and you don't have a buddy to help you heal up, you're probably going to have a really hard time running the Sharinga. But I don't really expect them to nerf it because I don't expect them to buff it because the firepower is so high. You don't want that weapon to be... You don't want that robot to be like overpowered because the damage is already overpowered. If you put 4 Groms on that, or if you put 4 of those new weapons that are about to come out on that, it will obliterate pretty much anything in the game at close range in about a split second. Marcus, what's up, buddy? I don't quite follow what you're saying there. Danny Gunn's Lanterns in OS very bad. I not game in kill. Sorry. I don't quite follow you, I think you're saying you don't like dealing with the lanterns. Most people hate the lanterns. They blind us too often. There should be a big long cooldown on the blinding thing. So you're not the only person that doesn't like that. Ah, crap. Here comes the, hold on. I gotta ban the adult dating site box. I hate these things. Report. Unwanted stuff. Bam. Later, bunghole. Haha. Alright, so please don't spam the chat, buddy. One of the moderators will probably time you out or something if you do that a lot. Who did I ban? Did I ban the right person? Did it work? Or did it not work? I hope I didn't get the wrong person. Every once in a while you ban somebody you don't mean to. Hold on a second. What just happened there? Who did I ban, guys? You said I got the wrong person? Who the heck did I ban then? Can I compare Northlight and Orion? They're very different. Orion is an attack drone, and Northlight is basically a support drone. After the stream, I'm gonna have to go look through the band members to make sure I didn't get somebody I wasn't supposed to. If I did just ban somebody, I will fix it. I don't see... it doesn't look like I got somebody else. I don't know. I don't think I banned anybody. I hope not. Alright. Let's get that bungholio out of here. Josh says Nodens and Sharenga both need a special edition. I'm surprised they haven't made that, honestly. Ideas a lot. What's up, buddy? Nada or Noda. Not sure how you say that, but hello. We got about 15 more minutes on the stream, guys. So if you got questions, get them in. If I didn't happen to see your comment and I missed it, don't spam it over and over. But remember, you can feel free to ask the question again. Just wait a couple minutes before you post it again. Because I do miss some of them. You know, it's not easy to catch every single one of the questions. What's up, Minnie? Fastest and best way to get modules. Okay, as a free-to-play person, the fastest and best way to get modules. Man. That's kind of a hard one. For several years, I ran the stock modules. I leveled up the basic modules that the robots came with for years. That's what I ran. I'm not really sure there's an easy or quick way to get them. I mean, you got to save up your resources. If you're 100% free to play, that's going to be a little bit of a time-consuming thing to get that. If you can spend a little bit of money, if you can spend a little bit, buy those really cheap gold deals. Sometimes if you see those like crazy cheap key deals, there's a lot of good modules you can get from the key chest where you open the keys. There's a lot of really nice modules in there, but it's going to be a long time consuming experience if you're not spending any money. I can't really think offhand of a good quick way to do that without spending money. Does anybody know of anything? Because offhand, I don't think it's that easy to do. Let me look at something really quickly here. Let me see what the modules cost just for like the basic ones. I mean, heavy armor kits and balance units will do you pretty well. So in the store, you can buy fortifiers for gold, battleborn, heavy armor kits, thermonuke, nitro units, balance units, anti-controls, last stands, cloaking units, overdrives, nuclear amplifier. You can't buy that yet. So you cannot buy the nuclear amplifier or the repair amplifier, but you can buy anything else with gold. So I guess at that point, you're just going to have to, when you get 1,000 keys, open the 1,000 key chest if it's got modules that you want in it. Look at all the different chests to see what modules are in there, and maybe you'll get one that you want. Or save up your gold to buy the modules that you want. It's going to take a little while, unfortunately. Play lots of free-for-all. Free-for-all is a good way to get resources. If you are a good free-for-all player, that's probably the best way to get gold and silver quickly. So play a lot and play a lot of free-for-all. That's my advice. Minty says, I ran the stock modules too. Yeah. I mean, I probably ran the stock modules for like 4 years, guys. I ran the stock modules for about 4 years, and then I started buying heavy armor kits. I put heavy armor kits on everything just because it made it more durable, and I had level 1 heavy armor kits on everything. Eventually, I stopped and I started upgrading the heavy armor kits, but it was a long process to get all those modules. If you can afford it, I see deals like this all the time, and I know not everybody gets these deals, but some people do. Like, I can't afford to buy very much, so I think that's why they give me really good deals, but I see gold deals constantly where it's like $10 for 40,000 gold. I mean, if you could spend that $10, that would buy you quite a bit of modules or quite a bit of keys to try and pull the modules out of the key chest, if you know what I mean. Missy Scott says it's the cheeseburger run. So Josh, they're definitely adding a lot of cheaper players. Now, one thing you do got to remember is the mobile games, they're all a business. It's not just a game. It's a company that has a lot of employees to pay. They got to pay rent. They got to do research and development. They got to pay their electric bills. It takes a lot of money to keep these games running. I will say they could probably lower the prices a lot more because most of these games make crap loads of profits, right? So yes, a lot of the things are overpriced. I really wish they would get rid of all of the overpriced deals and only give affordable deals, because that would be better. But pretty much when it comes down to it, mobile games are a business. The company is out to make money, so they try to make money. Unfortunately, the problem is the big spenders that are willing to spend the big bucks, as long as they keep spending the big bucks, the games are going to keep charging it. So the guys who spend crap loads of money, well, I kind of feel that they're the reason that the prices are so high, because if those players refuse to pay the big bucks and stop spending like that, they would be forced to lower the prices to sell stuff and the game would be more affordable. So, but the other thing, you got to look at it this way: the big spenders keep the game going for us, because if the games did not make money, the games would shut down. So the guys that are buying all the stuff, the whales, the big spenders, the cheap to play players, anybody who's spending money is keeping the game going for the free to play players. So I can't really show your account to other people, sir. I'm not even on the game. This is just pre-recorded game footage. Like when I do the Q&A things and stuff. Plus, if you're not on the same platform as I am, I couldn't see your hanger anyways. So that's one of the reasons I don't do hanger reviews. I can't see iOS hangers. I can't see My Games hangers. I can't see Amazon hangers. If I look up those player IDs, it just says player not found. So I can't see people on other platforms. That's why I don't really do hanger reviews. But I don't think it's fair to do it for, some people and not others. So I just choose not to do hanger reviews. Plus, the other thing about hanger reviews I don't like is I hate looking at somebody's hanger and saying, you need to change everything, your hanger sucks. Which unfortunately a lot of the hanger reviews are like that. When it's just like everything in the guy's hanger is pretty much trash, and you're just like, oh my god, I gotta tell this person that they need a complete overhaul on everything that they have, you know what I mean? I hate hanger reviews for that main reason. Like, I feel bad saying, hey, you gotta change everything. I don't know. If I could rewrite matchmaking, what would be different? I would find a way to rate people's performance. Like, if a player was a really good player and usually did well, I would find a way for the game to write down that this is a good player. And it would kind of like give this guy maybe like a 5-star rating. And I would try to make so like the 5-star players got matched together. I would try and make so maybe like all the 2 or 3-star players got matched together. You know what I mean? I would find some way to figure out how good the different players are. And that way it would make the matchmaking even. Like, I don't know how in the heck you would be able to do something like that, or if that would even be possible. But the other thing is, I would make sure that only Champion League players played with Champion League players, only Masters players played with Masters players. I don't think people from lower leagues should be getting into the games. Like, I get like maybe Masters and Champion, they're one league apart. I get that, but I've been seeing expert players. I've been seeing expert players getting into games with me recently. And they just get blown up instantly by my maxed out hanger and my buddy's maxed out hangers. And that cannot be fun for those players. That should not be happening. But I would try to make the matchmaking more fair. I mean, even if we had to wait a little longer, I mean, generally we drop into a game within the first 20 seconds to 1 minute. I mean, I would rather wait up to 2 minutes for better matchmaking. You know what I mean? So the matchmaking might get a little bit longer, but I would try to find a way to make the battles more fair and more even. And another thing I would do is I would make so people could not drop back down in leagues. Like, I might let a person drop down one league. Like, for example, if you got into Champion League, I believe what's below Champion? Masters, right? You would not ever be able to go below Masters again. So once you get into a league, your league gets locked, basically, so you can't go down a bunch. I might allow, like I said, I might allow people to drop down one league, but you would be locked into Champion and Masters only once you hit Champion League type of deal. But they need to do something to make the matchmaking a little better. Now, the last couple days, besides the lower league players I've been seeing, the matchmaking has been pretty good. Yeah, I mean that's one thing I could do, Altered Beast, but like I said, I don't like doing the hanger reviews. I just hate telling people how bad their hanger is. I just don't enjoy that. I don't mind like recommending if somebody says like what weapon should I run on a robot or stuff. I don't mind doing that. I just hate reviewing hangers. I don't know why. What's up, Canal de Bronco? How you doing? But one of the reasons I think the wait times are pretty quickly is they throw us into the match as fast as possible. After the first 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds right now, the game is supposed to try and find people who are matched evenly with you, which sometimes works, but sometimes doesn't. After 30 seconds, it's just in a hurry to get you into a game, so it just starts matching you with whatever. Alright, Elijah says, should I upgrade Heimdall, Luchador, or Miramitz? Hold off, okay? Hold off on that. The Miramitz is going to be nerfed a little bit. The Luchador is going to be nerfed a little bit. I would say don't upgrade any of them yet. Wait till we see what happens. On the next update, there's going to be a rebalance. Alright, Luchador is going to lose... I can't remember what they're doing. Miramitz is going to lose a little bit of its flight time, which may or may not be a big deal. So wait till the next rebalance to upgrade any Titans. We need to see how the rebalances affect these things on the live server. You might be able to go on the test server and test it out on the test server, but in my opinion, that does not give me an accurate reading. I mean, something might be amazing on the test server and then it sucks on the live server, or it might suck on the test server and then be amazing on the live server. So I wait till I get to see things live to actually judge how they're performing. So definitely hold off on upgrading any Titans for a little while. I think the next update's going to be in about... how long do we got? Let me look really fast. We got roughly 2 weeks. We got roughly 2 weeks until the new update, and that's probably when we're going to see the rebalance on the Titans. So I will say this right now, Miramitz is an amazing assassin, Luchador is an amazing brawler, and the Heimdall is just an all-around fun, hang out in the back and attack people from a distance robot. They're all excellent, they're all extremely good, but one may fit your playing style better than another. Now, I can't guarantee that all three are still going to be extremely good after the update, so that's what we want to wait to find out. But as of right now, I mean, if you have to start upgrading one ASAP, if you want a brawler, go for the Luchador. Alright, if you want to hide in the back and then go up in the air to just try and rain havoc down on people and be an assassin, go with the Miramitz. And if you want more of a like mid-range support type of robot, go with the Miramitz. Most people love the Luchador, most people love the Miramitz. Not that many people seem to enjoy the Heimdall for some reason. I think he's amazing, I love the Heimdall, but not everybody does. Yeah, they said they're not planning on bringing out a Mark IV anytime soon, and they're not planning on leveling up Mark III anytime soon, so hopefully they don't. I do not want to see Mark IV. I do not want to see Mark III with levels. I don't really like the idea that they came out with Mark III in general. They should have left it at Mark II. I agree. Dama151 says most people like it because they don't know how to play it correctly, and I agree. I love it. I took some time. I spent several weeks playing that robot. I got the hang of how to play it, and I really enjoyed it. At first, At first, I was like, this robot is so fun, but it sucks. I no longer think it sucks. I think it's really damn good. Excuse my language. Every once in a while, a curse word slips out. At least I didn't curse because I cursed, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, guys. So our 2 hours is up. So I just want to say thank you all for coming out. If I missed anybody's comments or didn't say hello to you or missed your questions, I'm sorry. I'm sitting there trying to answer comments and read everybody's stuff and pay attention to everything. That is not always easy to do. That's still a lot of multitasking. So I'm sure I've probably missed a few comments or questions. If so, I apologize. But this has been a lot of fun. I really like hanging out with you guys and answering all the questions. And to me, this is just a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this as well. But our stream is pretty much over today. So thank you, everybody. I know we had a donation. Thank you so much for that. That was amazing. All you channel members, thank you. You know, that kind of stuff is a really big help to the channel. Keeps the channel getting the things it needs and keeps it going. You know, just like when my computer crapped out and I had to buy a new computer, you know, the people who became channel members and all the donations and stuff, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's helping me pay off the computer a little faster. So I really appreciate you guys that do that stuff. Thank you guys so much. Moderators, thank you for being here. And, you know, everybody that watches the videos and comes out to watch the streams and stuff, I appreciate you guys a lot too. So thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of the channel. You guys are all amazing, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, you guys are all amazing. You guys are all amazing. So I think that's pretty much going to be it for the day, guys. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to say before we call it quits. What was it? Did you guys happen to see my Nemesis video? If you didn't see that video I made about the Nemesis the other day, man, those new weapons make Nemesis good. It's the first time I've ever played Nemesis and said, I like this. My main complaint about Nemesis was always I don't deal enough damage with this guy. I just never felt like I did enough damage with him. But you put those new weapons on there and you learn to time it around the shields. Holy crap, it is good. It is good. I never thought I would say that I liked Nemesis, but I've actually been playing him for like 3 days now. 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is. Ever since I made that video, like I think I took him out for the last live stream and then I put him right back in, and I've been playing the heck out of that thing, guys. It's awesome. It's fun, it's awesome, but really that's the only set of weapons I've ever found that I liked on it. Somebody wanted me to try out the exploding shotguns on it, which I haven't tried yet. I might actually give that a go. I don't expect to like it, but I don't know. That might be fun too. But anyways, yeah, check that out. I do have another giveaway going that's probably going to end in the next couple of days. So we got a little 5 giveaway going. Make sure you get entered into that as well. I'm trying to get another 200 giveaway this month, but I was super lucky to get one 2 months in a row. So I probably won't see one this month, but maybe next month. If I get another one, I'll be amazed. But maybe we'll get another 200 giveaway. But I'm not counting on it, but there's a small possibility. But anyways, that wraps this one up. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, you guys are all amazing, and you guys have an awesome week. See you back on Thursday and hopefully Saturday for another live stream, all right? Catch you guys later. See ya.